What's up, everybody? Sparewood again here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on space engineers. I've got a small surprise for you today. This is being recorded on January 1st of 2014, which means we have made it another year! Woohoo! I know this episode will probably go up on the 2nd. Yeah, should be going up on the 2nd. But it is still the first for me as I record it, so I wanted to give you guys a little surprise, and that is... Ready? Drum roll. Happy New Year! Woohoo! I made you a cake! Kind of. Sort of. I kind of took the theme from the Minecraft cake. Hence the little blotted pixels and everything. I thought the beacons as candles was a pretty cool idea. I thought about using thrusters, but they don't really have a high enough flame to make it really look like a candle, so I thought that was neat. So I kind of wanted to take a minute, since New Year's are always about like reflection of previous years and all that kind of stuff, and thank all of you for watching my videos, pretty much, basically. 'Cause yeah, like any YouTuber, I mean, if nobody watched my stuff, it really wouldn't go anywhere, or wouldn't improve. And for those of you that are just starting to watch my stuff and have not really kept up with my channel that much, I only had like 40 subscribers in October, I think. Like, going through 3/4 to almost the end of October, I only had like 40-some subscribers, which is fine. I mean, I started kind of just as a way to have fun with friends and things like that and just goof off on YouTube. But I started doing Space Engineers, and then, oh man, by like November, by like the end of November, I was already at like 150, and then December 31st, by the end of this last month, I was sitting on 483 subscribers. We're at 488 now, and it just, the scale, or not scale, the rate of progression for my channel the past couple months has been through the roof. And I have to thank Space Engineers for that, because it seems to kind of have been the catalyst for that. I know a lot of you may be watching other stuff like Starbound and Minecraft and all those other things, but, you know, a lot of the newcomers here the past couple months have been probably due to Space Engineers. So, but anyways, regardless of why you're here, the point is you're here, and I want to give a shout out to all of you, thanking you for watching my stuff. It really helps me out. I appreciate it. So now that's out of the way, I think I don't really have a big idea at the moment, like a massive Black Pearl or, you know, something like that project in mind at the moment. Part of that is due to my computer. I upgraded my computer, but it's been like, you know, 3-4 years since I did that, so my graphics card and everything is starting to get outrun. And so I can do a lot in Space Engineers, but the problem is recording takes a lot of the frames. So I'm getting about 30 on like the Black Pearl when I'm not recording, but when I record I drop to like 20 or 15. So things that are bigger or more complicated and have a lot more blocks. I have researched and found that the frame rate dips are usually because of singular blocks, not because of mass, if that makes sense. So like this cake thing isn't really throwing off my frames even though there's a lot of blocks. I think this is like 100 by 100 or something, or 100 by 30, something like that. But it's because it's hollow on the inside. There's no real gyros, power cells, thrusters, all that stuff that I did not turn off autosaving. Awesome. Yeah, at least there's a timestamp. But so anyways, it limits me as far as what I can do, unless you guys are okay with some kind of like slideshow or time-lapse as far as like, you know, little small chunks of progress report kind of thing. Because otherwise the frames are just so bad, it doesn't make for good content or videos. So if everybody's really adamant that they'd want to see like the Enterprise or the Star Destroyers or like these really, really massive ships, I can try and do them, but I don't know that I'll be able to do them live. I might have to do audio over a slideshow of progression or something, because otherwise it'll just... The audio of me talking will be smooth, but the character will just be like... You know? So... That's the only problem. Until I get a better computer, which I don't really have the means of doing that at the moment, but when I do, I am looking into that I want to eventually upgrade my graphics card and things. I'm running a, what do I have? NVIDIA GTX 460, I think. It's like a 1 gig card with DDR5 memory. So it's been really good. I mean, I can run stuff like Witcher 2 and Crysis 2 and things like that that are usually pretty heavy, but I think I need to do a RAM upgrade, actually. Because a lot of these games like Space Engineers, Minecraft, if you actually pick them apart and look at how they work, they pull a lot more from RAM than graphics card, and it's because there's vertex calculations for all these different squares, and all that kind of stuff really messes with the RAM. So I may just need to get a RAM upgrade, and the video card might be fine. I think I only have like 8 gigs of RAM or something, so I need to check my motherboard and see. But hopefully in the near future I may be able to do a RAM upgrade, and then we might be able to do some more bigger projects. I say all that to say, because of the limitation, I haven't really thought of a lot of big projects in mind. I think what I'm going to do here is, for the remainder of this episode, I am going to cut over to a new world and start building... I have the idea that I really have enjoyed Starbound. It's been a lot of fun, but I really enjoy Space Engineers too. So I got the idea that, hey, there's spaceships in Starbound. Why not build one of those? So I think I'm going to try and build one of the spaceships from Starbound and see if we can transition the 2D to 3D. So I think that'd be fun. But anyways, we're going to cut over to that new world. In the meantime, if you guys have a lot of ideas or have any thoughts or comments on whether or not you're okay with a slideshow for bigger projects, if that means they get done, or you'd just rather do a more frequent, smaller projects that you can actually see live video, do leave a comment or a message or something to let me know where you stand on that, because I don't really mind either way. I just don't think I could do live for really, really, really huge scale projects. So yeah, I'm going to cut over to a new world and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back in a new world, a very clean new world. So let's get some of our blocks squared away. We're gonna need these. I won't need beacons, I don't think. The other thing I need to figure out is whether or not we want to do a... yeah. I know what I'm thinking. Whether or not we want to do a large ship or a small ship, because that affects some of the blocks we can use. I'm looking at the picture here, and I think for this build, I think I'm going to do a small ship, and we'll probably not do an interior, in the interest of time and keeping the design more plausible and flyable. So let's see. This is going to be a little bit more eyeball than like Minecraft builds, because Minecraft is very pixelated, so it's very easy to know a block is a pixel and this is how big it needs to be. But building something like this, although it is built in a grid, excuse me, kind of like Minecraft, it's not really pixel by pixel. So we're kind of going to have to eyeball this, and what I'm going to try and do, like I said, this is kind of building 2D and 3D, so what I'm going to try and do is build the frame that you see in the game, and then see if we can go from there. So it's got a glass front. So we may go ahead and make the cockpit the front like so. And go from there, maybe. So then... but yeah, as I was saying before, do feel free to leave your ideas, comments, whatever. I can never not use ideas, you know? I mean, ideas are always useful. Even if they don't end up, like, being done, it's still just good to have those ideas that it makes you think, oh, crap. See? I need all the help thinking I can get. Should have known that was going to happen. Something like that. That actually doesn't look that inaccurate, now that I'm looking at it. That kind of looks right. My plan here is to kind of shape it, actually, based on the 2D, and then use that shape to kind of build it out and make it 3D kind of thing. So that kind of looks right. And then we'll go like up 2 this way. Yeah, that looks good. And we'll go like back 1. This is kind of one of those, I will admit, I picked the glitch one because it's kind of medieval and it has like the castle structure in it, for those of you that have seen Starbound. I don't know that I've played a glitch character yet. I have with Baseplay and Adrian in multiplayer, but okay. So, that's actually a funny story. We have recorded 4 episodes of multiplayer, right? For not Space Engineers, for Starbound. And they keep not working. And the main reason is, hold on. The main reason is that every time we record them earlier in the week. And then by the time the weekend rolls around, it's always been when they did an update. And so it pretty much ruined the footage, because now all of the things we talked about and discussed aren't valid anymore. And so it's been really kind of funny because we've recorded it like 2 or 3 times now, and it just never ends up panning out that those episodes end up being uploaded. So it's we really kind of laughed about it that, you know, one of these days we'll end up doing a multiplayer Starbound or something. So actually, this is kind of coming out okay, I think. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not that bad. It's a lot better, I think. Anyway, let me know what you think, but I think it's a lot better than I was actually planning it to be. Alright, so this is gonna go like 4. That looks about right. So that means, yeah, that's about right too. So let's go up, we'll leave a gap and then bring this out. Come up 1. And then we're gonna stretch this, I think, out a little ways, give us some room to work with. And there is, where's a pen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 little castle blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then we'll bring this down by 2. Out by 1. There we go. Okay. Yeah. 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 Cool points if you get that. Something like that. I am really just kind of eyeballing this, by the way. There's no real set plan or idea going on here, other than what I've already said about steps, but I mean, artistically, I have no real set scheme. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, and 5. Now this part is a little bit more tricky because, oh, I know, that's, okay, I know how to do this. We'll make this 2 engine cells, actually. It's perks of being 2D. Close that, so then that means this block should come out a ways. I don't know how far out to go, but we're gonna bring this out so we can mess with the shape a little bit. So it should go up from here and then go, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 7, looks like. Nope, not there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not there. So what I'm gonna do here is these are gonna end up being like squared, probably. I was thinking circular, because they probably should be circular. Well, I don't know. We'll work with that as we build this out into a 3D ship. But if you're looking at the picture, this is where the turrets are housed. And because of that, basically we're going to build a turret here, but the way, for those of you that aren't, I might post the image that I'm using, that I found on Google, so you can kind of see where I'm going with this. But that'll give me an idea. But basically, the turret goes like right here on this castle section, this tower. But it also is where the engine and thruster look like they go. So my thought is that because this part looks like it overlaps this part in the picture, that even though it's a 2D game, it's supposed to have one thruster here, one thruster here, one turret on both sides. Not unlike something like this, actually, minus the middle one, probably. Although, again, being two-dimensional, you could put one in the center if you wanted to. I don't think we're going to. But, okay, so that's that part now. And like I said, right at the moment, I'm kind of looking more for shape than accuracy as far as dimensions. The dimensions we'll work on later. And actually, I might even do this part again somewhere else and use this as a guideline and build it 3D somewhere else off of this so we can keep the frame intact. But I need the frame at least to tell me where all the shapes go. Okay, so this part should be here, I think. And we'll do like 2, maybe. So I'm just trying to get the outline a little bit better. And since we're not doing an interior, we'll probably use the interior for the side, up, down, back thrusters and gyros and power, and then these will be larger thrusters for the back. Most likely. Don't quote me on that, because, again, as we start building this out and making it three-dimensional, it could always change. Let's do something like this. Put a block there. What is that? 3? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I want to make this... Actually... 5. So let's do that so we have a 1 block space to work with for woo! Can't say things today. Artistry is what I was looking for. Now bring this out a ways. And do like this. This can come back, and come down. Okay, and then we'll do like that. Okay, so this keeps stair-stepping by the looks of things. Oh, stair steps 1, 2, 3, 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this part runs along the bottom here. And we need to flip like that. And then stretch this along the bottom. We'll bring it to here and then reconnect it because this is part of the main chassis now, or it should be. Is this lower? Yes, it is. How many? 2? 3. Looks like. Okay. So then we'll just bring this all the way down. Whoop. Something like this. And then we have a... Where is this by comparison? So it should be like right under here. So we'll put you there. Does this come? No, it doesn't. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Or almost perfect, I think. No. We don't want that. We need it to go like here. Or even here, maybe. So let's take this back a little bit. Something like that will work. Alright, so that gives you an idea of where we're going. I'll include the source image that I'm using with this so that you all can see kind of what I'm going for and give me feedback on, does it look right, does it look completely wrong, terrible, blah 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 blah. So yeah, again, feel free to leave comments on future projects, comments on this project, and you know, all that good stuff. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. It helps me out a lot. And yeah, thank you for all the support and watching my videos. So, I hope we'll have just as a productive year, or if not more so than 2013. And I'm looking forward to another year with you guys. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!